broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome back to another Parks and Rec After Show. Tonight we're going to be discussing Season 7, Episode 7, Donna and Joe. If you haven't already subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so. We are at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. You can also find us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. We love reading your comments and talking to you guys. It gets us through to the next week's episode. And you can also find us on Twitter and tweet us with the hashtag ABTVParksandRec. And with that being said, I am your host, Katie Campbell, and you can find me on Twitter at Katie Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's. And right here to my left, I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey guys, I'm Lexie Hammesfahr, and you can find me on all social media at Lexie Hammesfahr.
And I'm Lauren Salaun, and you can find me on all social media at Lauren Salaun.
And I'm Quinn Scillian. You can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian. Great job on the intro there. Fantastic. That was impressive.
Thank you. So tweet to all of us with hashtag ABTV Parks and Rec. Now let's talk about tonight's episode. We open up with Donna and Joe in a chapel, and they're obviously planning their wedding. I was excited to see this wedding.
I know. It was a long time coming for Donna to finally walk down the aisle.
And we haven't had a wedding on Parks and Rec in a little while. I think it was due time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's true.
It was one of the more traditional weddings I think we've seen. A lot of them have been kind of, more like a little random, and this one in a church and more
went off without a hitch, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for the most part, April kept everything nice and tight, and she was the world's best maid of honor.
Yes, she was the maid of honor, and Craig was running the whole wedding. And I love how stressed out he was getting. It's like crazy Craig.
He's like, "Do you think this is the first time that I have co-planned a wedding for a coworker?"
Those trigger words.
I'm
there
gonna
was
say
a
no.
list of like 50 trigger words that you cannot say, or else he's going to get stressed out.
And it was basically every word that could ever be said in a wedding.
Yeah.
and his name.
Yeah.
Including his name. And when April, we find out that she's the maid of honor, Donna says, okay, this is really important because she has this crazy family. Lavandrius is not invited, her brother, and there's 28 Meagles in one room, and she's afraid for what can happen.
Mm-hmm. And legally no more than 3 Meagles can fly internationally.
Yes.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things going on with that. They
Way
hold
too
grudges.
much drama.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like there were so many Meagles, but I don't feel like we actually saw that many Meagles. I kept talking about, like, the Berlin Meagles and, like, wherever they're from, and then I think we only ended up seeing, like, 6 or 7 of them, but it was all right.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to see more of a fiasco, but we'll get into that here at the end. Now, we jump over to what's planning for the rehearsal dinner at Tom's Bistro, and Tom gets Lucy a present, which is a matching outfit. And Ron, he says that he likes Lucy and he's very happy for him. And he was kind of skeptical about, is she going to like this whole outfit thing? What did you guys think about that?
She's kind of the same person, but the female version is Tom, so I kind of thought she would like it, but I can understand how that would be extremely weird.
I think it's great. She's always so on board with all of his weird little things. She just seems so go with the flow with him, so I wasn't worried.
And then Tom tells Ron that he can see himself marrying her someday.
Yeah, tomorrow, didn't he say?
Tomorrow, yeah.
I could marry her tomorrow.
Hyperbolic for you, but that's okay.
He loves her. I think they're really cute together, too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're so cute.
But she did just break up with that boyfriend. I mean, like, I know that she's pretty much all in with Tom at this point, but, like, it is kind of crazy to talk about marriage that soon. I mean, she was just with him, like, I guess a couple of weeks ago at this point. So I would say it was a little dramatic.
Maybe that's
But he's known her for a while, so
Yeah, definitely.
it's kind of like a second chance, I guess, for him, and he doesn't want to blow it. But I was surprised that Ron felt so comfortable stepping in.
Yeah, really weird to hear him kind of get in the middle of anything romantic, or usually that's so, below him.
He's so mushy this season, which is fun to see, but he is definitely very in touch with his feelings and willing to share that with everyone else.
Yeah, and he tried to make it better because Tom said, what are you doing? Why are you telling her? Because he went and told Lucy, oh, Tom could see, marrying you, and she kind of got freaked out. So Tom said, you need to fix this, and he didn't really do a good job at that because he started talking about kids in an island somewhere. But like you guys said, he did come in at the end. He patched up the situation, basically. He missed out on food.
Yeah, Tom cut him off.
Which
from
I think
all the food.
That was
until he
exciting.
fixed the situation.
Yeah.
The meat.
No eating until you fix this. And so Ron was like, well, I guess I have to fix this.
And he did. He put it all aside. He's being kind of selfless in that situation. We also finally get to see these triplets.
Finally.
I know, I wanted to see more of them, though.
But we didn't really get to see a whole lot of them. We see them running around like crazy with Roz, their nanny, fun little guest appearance by Rachel Dratch. So we did get to see them, but didn't get any, didn't really get to know their personality.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of got to see them a little bit, but we also saw more of their influence on like Leslie and Ben than we actually saw of the kids, you know what I mean, and how stressed out they actually are, because we hadn't really seen Ben and Leslie so stressed out about their new family until this episode, and we're actually seeing what a toll that's taken on their careers.
They've been cracking jokes, or not cracking jokes, I mean, for them, speaking truthfully about how stressful and crazy it is to have kids, but then we actually kind of see past, because they're really good at keeping it all together, and then we get to see what it's like.
The chaos.
Yeah.
I love seeing Rachel in that personality, because going from Debbie Downer on SNL to this, and she did such a good job at
she
it.
does.
So, yeah.
I love her dealing with the kids. How she comes out, she's like, 2 of them are in the shower with their pajamas on, just letting you know, and Ben's toys are in the toilet.
And she says,
just an update.
All 3 of them just ran into each other and broke everything you own. So
And then crashed something else. I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, it was really cute. And then Leslie said that she loved her more than she loves Ben, trying to get a handle on this situation, because it's obviously a madhouse. That was cute. We also see at their house that they're packing, Ben and Leslie are packing, and they're getting these phone calls from Jen. And Leslie's like, I'm going to ignore it again because she thinks it's about her. Did you guys think it was about her, or did you think it was about Ben?
I was surprised to see Jen back. I had no idea. I didn't know we were going to see Katherine Hahn this episode. I had no idea we were going to see her. So I was a little shocked altogether. That kind of all just happened really suddenly.
I agree.
I thought it was going to be for Leslie, of course, because most, everything is just about. So it was a little surprised seeing that it was about Ben's career. And I wondered if, how Leslie would feel about that.
And
But it was nice.
Yeah. I'm just nervous because, remember, Ben has never been good on camera. He is not, Mr. Suave, Mr. Chill. So him being the lead of the campaign, kind of being at the forefront, it's going to be really interesting to watch him kind of navigate that.
But he did pull off that little speech when the paparazzi came to him in the end. He held that together very well.
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, he starts by kind of, they're disheveled. He's got toy zebras in his hand because there's a kid emergency and they need their zebras. And he says, you guys, I don't have time for this. You need to just come back at another time. This is not the time for questions about this. And then you can see him kind of reset how he's dealing with the situation, and he approaches it very politically and gives himself a little speech for the press there.
Well, and also at the wedding reception, he did such a good job at mingling with all the Meagles and communicating and being punny with the parents and stuff.
Yeah. It was because he wasn't sure if he was going to run yet. And so he was kind of testing the waters, seeing if this is something he wanted to do. And then he got drunk.
Which I thought was very interesting, too, that Leslie was like, I am neutral on this. And then she comes and tells us, she wants him to run. He has to, but she doesn't want to push him. And I would have thought that Leslie would have said, you have to. Right.
I would think that, too. But so it's neat to see her, she cares about him so much that she wants to make sure he chooses whatever is going to make him happiest.
And I like that the test that she did, act like you're a candidate one day and act like you're a family guy the next. Yeah, it was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Well, they only got halfway through it.
Yeah, they didn't get very far. But
it started off as a good idea.
It was a good idea.
Good intentions.
At the rehearsal dinner, we actually do get to see some of the Meagles and how they're talking about problems and issues that they have with each other back from 1970. They are obviously very judgmental, but April held it together. And Donna said, how are you holding this all together? And she's like, I'm just doing it, but we see the real truth in the kitchen.
Yeah, April is laying down the law. Yeah, no nonsense. They're going to cut that baloney out and quit causing drama because it's Donna's day.
Yeah, it's Donna's day. I love that we're just this whole season has just kind of been this maturity kind of thing with April, just kind of seeing her kind of grow up and seeing, how she's kind of starting to deal with, she doesn't get to be a spoiled little brat anymore. She kind of has to step up. And this, again, was a great example of her just kind of growing up. And, she wanted Donna to have a good day. I think that's so awesome.
I like that you say that because that just really shows it's like closing off her character in such a nice way.
Yeah, and in addition to that, growing up and becoming more matured, also being, like Ron, more in touch with her feelings. And, Donna's like, I love you, like a sister. And, of course, she's like, oh, gosh, stop.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that side of
Soften
April,
the edges
too.
a little bit, yeah.
Here's what I wonder, though, because she seemed so happy. She was so good at party planning and controlling the situation. I wonder if she kind of realizes that that's her calling and that that's what she's happy doing.
Yeah, that
Like
would be
a
really interesting.
crisis management
Or party planner.
I like that.
Wedding planner, yeah.
Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah, I would love to see her kind of continue on with something like that.
Her and Craig branch off and have their own business together.
She's really good at taking control of situations. Back when when Ben was in Washington for that time with the congressional campaign, she made that Ellis guy, who was one of his workers, make the website. She's like, do it. And she slapped him and told him what to do, and then he did it. Like, she's very good at handling those situations. I think that would be a good job for her.
In some way, yeah.
Even when she took over with the animal shelters and she was doing all the dog adoption things in the park, she did a really good job planning that and getting
Yeah, she
animals
doesn't
adopted.
have to shy away from a leadership role. She's totally capable of doing stuff like that.
Right.
Now, back when we were talking about Leslie and Ben getting a little drunk, I think that was honestly my favorite part of the episode.
I thought it was going to be more dramatic, like something way more embarrassing, or someone was going to film it and then it could potentially damage campaign stuff down the road. Like, I thought that was going to be a bigger deal, but it was funny, but not as embarrassing.
It's kind of a hangover, a little bit of a very, like, the movie The Hangover.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little bit of that, but things resolve much faster.
I kind of thought that he was going to announce that he was running at the dinner, and then it would be like this huge fiasco that Donna was really mad at him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids.
Everything was, like, so smooth. I can't believe how well it went.
And the dancing was hilarious. I love when Ben gets drunk. I think he does such a good job.
Adam Scott.
Yes.
Such a good job.
I'm very condifant.
Yes. Yeah. That was great.
Condifant.
And what they end up doing, we find out the next morning, is that they call Jen's phone. Not once, but 4 times.
Yeah. And Leslie called 8765
867-5309.
Yeah. Very important.
100 times.
That was great. So, but they had called and left a message, like a couple messages on Jen's phone. With very specific platform ideas about his campaign. So it was like pretty obvious that she was supposed to go, go forward with his campaign.
because they find that out because the campaign airs.
Yeah, she posted the ad the next morning, and he was like, what?
Right. Well, she's like, you seemed pretty convincing on the phone, so.
But when they meet at JJ's Diner, she's like, well, let me know, but I think it would ruin your career if you decide to back out. So I knew he was going to end up going with this whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
And we also have Donna, before she's in her dress, she comes in to talk to April and Leslie, and she's giving them sweet words. And then we see her best friend from the childhood, Michelle. That was hilarious.
So funny.
It was this whole nice, lovely speech to April and Leslie, and then and also Michelle. Like, there's like, who's Michelle? She just like turns around and so Michelle, like, they had to give her some. She's on thin ice, Michelle.
Yeah, stern talking to you about she better not mess this up.
But I guess she lost her use of walking, and so Donna was like, I guess this is a test for you if you can walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
They said you'd never be able to walk again, and look at you. So you being no drama, that should be easy, right?
This Meagle family and friend drama is intense. There's so much complication there. It's funny.
But you know what? Whenever Donna delivers a monologue, she does such a good job at her dry sense of humor and the way she just gives it out.
We don't get like these big handfuls of her, you know what I mean? She's really just like she just gets sprinkled in, and I think that's kind of where she really shines, is because we don't, she doesn't get shoved down our throat. So when we get her, we love
She's
it.
a good, kind of like stinger type person.
But it's funny because like everything went off really smoothly in this whole wedding. It was really there was really no drama, and they needed just a little time.
I think that we've been so used to seeing 2 episodes a week that I feel like this could have had so much more in it. There was so little almost about the actual wedding itself.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it was a very sweet moment, though, when they actually did put the rings on each other, and they were tearing up. I thought it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
But we did need that drama, and we did get it, because she said she kind of missed it. She's like, you did a wonderful job, April, but I kind of figured I'd get a little bit of that drama.
Yeah.
So then, of course, April and Andy bring her brother, Lavondrius, back. Who is a guest
strange brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Questlove.
Questlove.
Big guest appearance.
Yeah.
And it ended up being about popcorn, a microwave, like their big drama.
Some kind of falling out over who got to make
got to make
popcorn
their
or something, and he
popcorn.
brought out this like kind of old school microwave. He's like,
Yeah.
I brought it here with me.
Yeah.
And then he just smashed it on the ground.
Right.
She was not kidding about those grudges.
Yeah, no.
No. But I mean, even with that little bit of drama, it wasn't really drama because she kind of laughed it off and was like, "Yes, drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thanked April for it. She's like, that's
Yeah.
why I chose you.
You my girl."
Yeah. And that's how the episode closes. So it was a really good episode.
Yeah, it was weird to see only one, I gotta say. It was kind of
It
just like,
was.
I feel like we're so used to getting like, then this happened, then this happened, this happened. Really all that happened in this episode is that Ben's running for the campaign and Donna got married.
Yeah, and it completely sets us up for the rest of the season, you know, how things are going to go and how it's going to end is
Yeah.
Ben running for House of Representatives and
Dealing
and
with the kids.
campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys have any predictions?
Ooh, I bet he's going to run against somebody. I hope he runs against someone cool, like some neat cameo or just a good kind of villain or opponent.
Was there, I mean, there was the one House of Representatives guy who was run unopposed. So I suppose that'll be who he runs against. Or maybe there'll be somebody else too. I don't know.
I think she's talking about whoever plays that guy, though.
Right, yeah.
Oh, whoever plays the guy, whoever
Yeah.
the cameo is. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's someone it's a name we don't know yet, right?
Yeah.
They
Right,
said
yeah.
a name, but I don't think I remember.
I want to see Anne.
Yeah. I know.
Chris.
We all thought they'd come back for the wedding.
And the baby.
Maybe it's just one. Is it one episode that they're going to be back for? Do we know how many?
I don't think it was
it's just-
confirmed.
I
Was it?
think
It'll probably
maybe
be the finale,
one.
wouldn't it? If
Well,
it's just one episode.
we also need John Ralphio.
Yeah.
And
Mona Lisa.
Ron's wife.
Lisa, Ron's
Diane.
wife.
Yeah, Diane
And the
was
two
even
little
at the wedding.
girls. I'm sure we'll see them all.
Yeah.
But if anybody's dying to talk to us during the week, where can they find you on Twitter?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian. That's Scillian. On Instagram at Quinstagram, QU_Instagram. Or on Vine at the Quinn B.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere at Lauren Salaun. That's LAUREN SALAUN.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere at Lexie Hammesfahr.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's, and Instagram at Katie Campbell 13. And we will see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.